this is the second part of the battle from video 43. It's the one where we're attacking with 3 armies against 1 French army. Hand to hand he seems to beat me, even though I've got the plug bayonet. I mean to check the technology, but I'm pretty sure that that he's got the plug bayonet as well. I think he must have, because he's outfighting me in close combat battles that I've had so far that you'll have seen throughout the campaign. Also, when I go 1-on-1 in a firefight with him, even when I've got flanking fire from other troops, he still seems to reap greater casualties on my forward unit than I do from, well, perhaps even from both my units. But I do struggle, there's no doubt about it, contacting the French infantry on 1-on-1s. In this game he's got a good mixture of artillery and cavalry. He's got a properly organised army, really. Mine's in 3 bits all over the place. It's predominantly foot. It's predominantly foot because I'm defending fortresses all over with it, and this was never meant to be a battlefield army, really. So we're a bit limited on the amount of horse that we've got. We should have enough to be able to chase off the final routers from the field, but anybody that routs in the middle of the battle, we would struggle to get them because we'd find ourselves exposed there to enemy infantry fire. I believe in total we should, when all the reinforcements are on here, have about 18 units. They've obviously not all quite reached the map, and what I was saying on the previous video was, if you're not careful with reinforcements, if you don't grab them quickly and tell them where to go, then they will just march blindly right into the middle of the enemy formation. Now these are the ones that are coming on from the northeast, the top right of the battlefield, if you remember, behind the enemy lines. These are the ones that that came from losing track. Yeah, these are the ones that came from Flanders. So they've got the pikemen in there as well that they picked up from the port, if you remember. Going right the way over the French lines over to the other side, you can see the other reinforcements that are coming on. They're the ones that are coming from the fort. You know, the ones that the French have been attacking quite a lot in the forts that's next to Paris. Yeah, the ones that are already lined up facing the enemy. You see, I'm grabbing those now and telling them what to do. Otherwise, like I said, that you see that big green line there right the way into the middle of the enemy lines, that's where the AI is wanting to send those troops if I didn't pick them up quickly and put them in place. That's why I have to pause these games. There's no way I can be quick enough to organise this number of troops. Okay, so I've grabbed all the ones that I can that are coming onto the battlefield, lined them up with my my main force, the ones that came over from Flanders, the main attacking force. I'm standing those in position, really. In fact, I'm trying to stand everybody in position while I get everybody organised. I'm sure he's not going to allow me to get away with that, though, and he's going to go for me as soon as possible. What I would do in his situation is I'd attack one of these forces, perhaps the smallest one, and I'd hit it with everything that I got and hope to take it out before the rest arrived. I'd particularly go for reinforcements. He is sending something over to me. Remember, I've got the square formation now, which is good. I've only got plug bayonets. I don't want to attach them too early in the battle because I then won't be able to fire, of course. I've got pikemen in the front there. I'm going to put those into a pike square, sometimes known as like a hedgehog formation, where they form square and then point all their pikes outwards at the attacking cavalry. So I'm hoping he's going to charge onto there and skewer his horses and his men on a full charge on there. Just behind them, if he does go spilling past, he'll be exposed to the infantry squares. You see that long line? That's the line that's taking them right into the middle of the enemy formations at the end there. That's because they've only just arrived here as reinforcement. So you do have to be a bit smart about that and make sure that they're told exactly where to go before they start doing what the AI tells them to do at the beginning of the battle. There we go, just having a quick look there, see how we're doing. The impetus really was quite big for such light cavalry troops. Normally I would have expected them to sort of part, really. In fact, I wouldn't have expected them to charge frontally a pike formation like that anyway. I'd have expected, really, when the pikes form, for the horse to go round each side and then to go filtering all the way through those infantry units there and be shot as they went through. Well, it's looking like, for some reason, they've got the courage to do that. What I'm doing now is turning my infantry units from musketry fire over to combat only. I'm not giving them plug bayonets, but Oh, I'm re-enabling that one again because his cavalry are running away or reforming, so I want to get a shot in there. What I didn't want is my infantry squares to be firing into the back of my own pike square there. Okay, then my pikemen reforming themselves now. The cavalry have left. The cavalry, having charged onto the pikes, will have suffered casualties. Running away, they will have also suffered casualties from the musket fire. I've got nothing on this side of the battlefield to chase that cavalry off the field, so unfortunately there is a very good chance that that cavalry is going to return. It's gone now already. You see that red line there to the left? That's the edge of the battlefield. He's run straight away off the edge of that battlefield. There's no way I was ever going to catch him at all. He's sending out what looks like a couple of infantry units here now to me. Suicide attempt, really. 2 infantry units against, what have I got over there? 4, maybe 5 units. So the plan there will be to form a decent 18th century line, so wherever he engages along that line, over where the reinforcements are I'm still talking about. This bit of the battlefield here, we're still reforming our reinforcements that have come on and lining them up. You see how they're all going in march formation there, lining them up with our line of battle, with the troops that came in from Flanders, the ones that started the battle. So I'm just putting them all into line there. Classic 18th century formation. We're fairly safe here, by the way. There's a slight hillock in front of us, and a lot of the artillery fire seems to be going straight into that. So I did deploy the troops at the beginning of the battle. You won't have seen that even in the previous video, because it takes me about 15 minutes or whatever to deploy the troops, and it just seemed a waste of time really, because you can see them yourself once the battle has started. These are the ones that took the cavalry charge. I'm now reforming these again, so we can get them into this line formation I'm referring to for those 2 infantry units that are coming towards them. The idea is, of course, as I've already explained, the traditional line formation, and when the enemy come close you can then wrap round with any troops that you've got on the flank, or, you know, if he's got so few units like he's got there, then you know, whichever unit he's firing at, we'll turn the others, angle them slightly into his side, so that we can get 3 times the amount of fire that he's got on us. I'm quite happy to stand those there really. If he's going to advance towards us, then I'm quite happy to just stand there and give fire. Okay, a look at the central round map. You can see, I say central, it's off to the left of course, lower left. You look down there, you can see where all the red is, those are his troops, and where all the green are, those are my troops. So I can keep a rough eye on what's going on the rest of the battlefield while I'm sorting this one out. There we go, that's that sort of angled fire that I was referring to. I can see that he seems to be coming in towards those troops directly in front of him. See, we've got the first salvo of musketry fire in there. Now these here running along there, I'm just hovering over there, they're the pikemen. If I were to fire that infantry unit there that's highlighted, it would fire straight through that pike unit, which obviously I don't want them to do, so I've put them on combat mode for a moment while I get those pikemen in position. I was intending to put them right onto the flank and charge them in the flank, but you see how that infantry unit, the other French infantry unit, has just appeared behind there? That's going to scupper that movement, I'm afraid. Okay, I can see that from the overall map down the bottom left again that nothing seems to be happening in the centre of the battlefield there, so all seems well there. We should be able to get a decent number of shots in against this French unit. We're a little bit far away there. Need to get those in a little bit closer. I tend to run them in because we're only getting just a little bit closer. That's not going to tire them, just running that far, but if you were to run a great distance, then yes, it would tire them. Bit concerned about this infantry unit. It seems to keep vanishing, doesn't it? Whether it's going back or two, or whether it's hiding, I'm not too sure. Anyhow, we're approaching the middle of the battle now. This will carry on into the next video.